Hello folks, welcome back. So in today's video, we've got to get this motor back together. We've got to get the torque converter on it. We're going to do a compression test on this engine. We've got to make sure our valves are set right. There's a couple little things that I've been noticing on YouTube that I wanted to let some of you know. As you seen the other day, I was setting these rocker arms, setting the lash, and the thing that I've been noticing on YouTube more and more is on a lot of videos you'll see people doing this and they've got the side cover off while they're doing it. You can set them like that just to get them somewhat close, but you cannot, and don't let nobody fool you. They either don't know what they're doing or they're lying to you. You cannot set these right without this cover being on there, okay? Because your crank and your cam both are not going to be in alignment where they need to be, okay, being supported by this cover, okay? So that's what I'm saying. The side cover needs to be on there and tightened down properly before you can set your clearance on your rocker arms. Okay, so we've got these roughly set. Okay, they're pretty close. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go around to the other side. We're going to put a compression gauge on the engine and we're going to see what the compression is. Okay, here we go. Now the battery's a little dead for the starter, so I'm going to pull it with the rope as well. Okay, now, as you can see, okay, we've got just a little over 60 PSI. Now, that motor really, to be able to even run somewhat properly, it's got to be at least 90. Okay, that's my cutoff limit on engines when I'm working on them. If it gets down to 90 and below, because 90 is really kind of iffy. But 90 is, you know, we're going to call that the minimum. Okay, I like it to be up just around 100. And on some engines it's even more, but 60 is not right. Okay, now there's a reason for that, and that is the only reason I'm going through the trouble of filming all of this, is because some of you need to see this. Okay, there's people out there, most of y'all that do all this stuff, y'all already know all this, and I understand that, but a lot of people don't. Okay, so now we're going to go back around to the other side and we're going to loosen off on the rocker arm for the exhaust valve. Okay, and the reason is because on the not on the governor, but on the cam, there is a compression release mechanism. Okay, and what it does is it makes it easier for you to turn the engine over. Okay, by opening up the exhaust valve and letting some of that pressure out. Now, it's centrifugally operated, so what it does is once the engine starts, this mechanism opens up. It's similar to like the governor would have done. Okay, so it swings open and it stops dumping some of the pressure out of the cylinder. Okay, and that's how it works. Now, you can remove that if you'd like. I'm not going to, because I've got one of these little Chinese starters and a cheap little battery on here, and I don't know that this starter would even be able to turn this engine over properly if I removed it. So I'm not going to remove it. I'm going to leave it. But anyway, there's a way to bypass it for right now so that we can actually see what the real compression of the engine is. And the way we do that is like I said, by loosening off on that valve over there so that that mechanism is being bypassed, that's dumping the pressure, and then the engine will show you a better reading of what the actual compression of the engine is. So let's do that, and then we'll turn it over again. We'll see what happens. Okay, so you need to keep an eye right here on this. Okay, so when the other valve comes all the way up, you're going to see this valve go down just briefly and then back up. Okay, it's right there. Okay, that is where it's the decompression lever is being activated right then. Okay, now so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go until it comes up. Then I'm going to go just about 3 degrees. You know, I'm over here turning it right here with my left hand. I'm going to go about 3 degrees past that. Okay, now both valves are in the top dead center position. And what we're going to do, we're going to back off of it just a little bit. That should be more than enough. I'm not going to torque it down. I'm just going to snug it up just a little bit. Okay, so now we've got this valve loosened off quite a bit. We go back around to the other side, we'll see what it reads. Okay, we are back on 0. Let's see. Now the starter won't even pull it over now. Okay, here we go. Whew, that's a lot. Okay, you see how much harder it is to pull this thing over without that mechanism being engaged every time? Okay, so we're over 90, so we're good. Okay, so now we're going to go back over there. We know that our compression is good. We're going to go back over there. We're going to put everything back like it ought to be. And then at that point, I'm going to say that the engine is actually ready to be put back together and fired up. Oh, and we do have to put the oil in it. Anyway, I just wanted y'all to be able to see that. It's kind of important. And there's a lot of videos on YouTube. They don't really explain it, I think, that well. I hope that I did a good job. And if you think so, leave something in the comments. So I went ahead, I pulled it one more time, and you see we've even got more now. Okay, so that would be about 110. 110. Okay, and then once the oil circulates back through the engine good, I did put a little bit of oil down the piston and blew it with some air to make sure that the cylinder walls, because the motor's been sitting there open, they could be dried out. But I did put a little bit of oil in there and blowed it out. But anyway, so once we get the oil circulating in there good, I bet you this number would actually come up even more. But I'm very satisfied with that for right now. And so we'll go ahead and get the valve set. Look at there. You can see where the valve cover's been rubbing. And it still is. Motor needs to be brought forward a little bit. You're gonna wear a hole right through there if we don't do something. I did not realize that was rubbing. I mean, it rubbed the paint right off of it, right off the frame. Not the end of the world, not that big of a deal, but we do need to move the motor. That's gonna take a little bit longer. Trying to get this thing done in this video so we don't have to keep making episodes. This will be part 4. Hey guys, wanted to take a minute, show y'all a program that I really like to watch on YouTube. It's called Cars and Cameras. If y'all have never checked them out, man, y'all got to check these guys out, okay? Now these guys are something else. I get a lot of laughs out of their program. But right here they've built a go-kart. Just all 3. Well, you can see there's 3 of them riding on that damn thing. That is one of the funniest programs I've seen. Anyway, check them out, Cars and Cameras. And another thing, you can check out Redbeard's Garage. He's good too. A lot of technical stuff on there. If there's something I'm just not sure about, a lot of times that's whose channel I'd check out, is Redbeard's Garage. But anyway, thumbs up to both of those programs. Anyway, back to work. Oh, and another thing, we are going to put this here, well, they call it a header. I don't really call it a header if it's not at least as big as the port that comes out of the engine, but whatever. We're going to put this here pipe back on there. We're not going to get as much out of the engine because of it, but don't really have a lot of choices right now, so we're going to go ahead and use it. Alrighty, folks, we got it all together. Let's go ahead. We'll get it up off the lift and get it down on the ground, and we'll see what it's going to do. Okay, this will be the first start right here. So I'm not even real sure which way the choke works on that carburetor because it's not wrote on there. I don't know if it goes up or down. We're just gonna have to figure it out. So I believe it goes up. All right. So that was one of the easiest startups on any engine that I've done that much work to before. I do want to go ahead and check the oil one more time. I want to check the air in the tires. Anyway, I'm feeling pretty good about it. What do y'all think? Okay, folks, we are done with this video. The bike worked absolutely perfect. I had no problems at all. And by the way, that knockoff Mikuni carburetor, I didn't have to adjust anything on it other than putting on the larger jet. It's working perfect right out of the box. And the bike's running great. I did not open it all the way up. I'm going to run it for a little while before I do that. Maybe by then we can have an odometer, or either I'll put an app on my phone so we can top it out and see what it'll do. But it is way faster than it was before, and it's running perfect. Anyway, I appreciate y'all tuning in. If you like this content, please leave a thumbs up, leave a comment, and we will check y'all later. Bye.